Do you see this here? You probably, if you have a 1911, you know exactly what I mean. If you haven't, then you gotta see this. There's a black tube in here. It's called a plunger. It connects the safety to the takedown lever here. Okay, well, you know what I mean. Now, the plunger has to be, and I've seen this in animation, has to be pushed in slightly to allow this to go back in. I could not get it back in. And I remember my fate of destiny, for better or worse. She had this gun and she did it a few months ago, and I saw her doing it, and she used a tool. She took a very, very small screwdriver and very gently pushed this in, and she pushed in the plunger and then pushed down on the lever. So I had to do that. I did that. I took a very, very small screwdriver, paying very close attention, and I put it in. My primary concern was that I was going to fuck up the plunger, but I was very, very careful with it. I was able to do it. Now, I've seen 1,000 1911 videos, Kimber, Colt, Springfield, Lima Life, Springfield Armory channel, Hickok 45. I mean, if I had $1 for every fucking 1911 video I've seen on YouTube in the past 6 months, I'd pay off my student loans. So, yeah. So, and I've seen thousands of videos where they don't use a tool. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't the only one out there, me and Faded Destiny was out there. So the other day I saw a guy that had the Springfield mil spec, and he did the same thing. You gotta take a screwdriver and just tap it in gently. Now, keep this in mind. If you use a tool that does not come from the gun manufacturer, keep in mind I am not responsible for what you do. Okay? If I were to break this, God forbid, if it did happen, I would not yell, I would not blame Fate of Destiny. If you have a 1911 and you cannot get the takedown lever back in, if you choose to use a small tool to push the plunger in and press down on that, if you choose to do that, your gun, your money, your life. I'm not your mother. But be very, very careful. Don't blame me if you fuck up on it. I'm not responsible. And if you do fuck up on it, bring it to a gun dealer, a factory, or a gunsmith right away to fix it. Like if you break something off. Okay. So there are a couple of people that have 1911s that need to do that for some reason. Maybe it's too tight, I don't know. Now as far as the performance of this goes, I've taken it to the range once and put 100 rounds to it. I thought I was shooting a fucking Mercedes. This gun is unbelievably accurate. The 5-inch barrel, the mother's cunt. The 5-inch barrel, the full-length guide rod, the all-steel construction. I can't tell you how good it was, but I still have to run a couple more feeds through it. I still want to be more comfortable with the field stripping of it, and I will do a full review on it where I talk about everything. One thing I will tell you now, this comes from Lima Life and P from the Army channel. When you have a 1911, one thing you do not want to do. You know how all your guns, you hit this button and the slide goes forward and it slams? Okay. On a 1911, a lot of the stuff in here, the sear and all those parts in here, all the different parts, they have been known to fly loose after many times. So if you hit the lever and fly the slide forward many, many, many times, eventually they may loosen up or break. When you take the 1911, ride the slide home. Any other gun in the world, slam that motherfucker, no big deal. 1911, we ride the slide home. Another thing about the 1911. Hold on. This is why Browning is a genius. This round is stuck. Okay. I may do what people from the Army channel does. Take my paycheck to the deli and blow it all. No. I may upgrade the magazine if they're gonna, if they, you know, the magazines usually are upgraded. I may upgrade them. I don't know yet. I have to see. But you see, this magazine is not empty. Watch. Take the empty magazine, put it into the feed well. Mag well. They're a little tight, aren't they? Okay. See this? Watch. See? This lever will not come down with an empty magazine in the well. I think that Mr. Browning, I could be wrong, but I think Mr. Browning did this on purpose. I think he wanted, and if I'm wrong and you know it, tell me. He wanted people to learn to check. Remember, this gun was 50 years ahead of its time, 100 years ago. In addition to that, to this day, it is still the greatest handgun ever made. We cannot, 100 years later, make a better trigger. We cannot. This handgun is phenomenal and was made by the greatest genius in gun history. And it made every gun possible. Glock, SIG, HK, Beretta, any gun you can think of, semi-automatic pistol, would not exist without this gun. Check my time again. Oh, I'm way under. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that little thing there. This gun would not exist had it not been for Mr. Browning. Had it not, all those guns would not exist had it not been for this one. Sorry. So I think that Mr. Browning was trying to get people to check for safety in an era when there were no gun laws, no safety regulations. I honestly and truly believe that that was his full intention. See that? I wrapped the slide, chambered around, hit the safety on immediately. This is the most dangerous part of the reloading. Get my finger away from the trigger, make sure this wasn't pressed fully. There's no one in that direction, so I was safe. This is, well, I have my Glock still, but this will, once it's been proven more, will be my primary home defense gun. It's my home defense gun now, but when it's proven more, it will be my primary defense gun. If there was a break-in now, I'd probably go for the Glock because I have more experience with it, I trust it more. But once this gun is proven itself on the level of the Glock, it will be the primary home defense gun. This gun is set to, is it carry condition 2 they call it? The safety is on. The hammer is back. Fully loaded mag plus one in the chamber. My finger is away from the trigger and I'm not putting any pressure on the grip safety. Okay? Full review will come one day. Guaranteed. I just wanted to show my new toy off.